I'm Cy, the IT guy Williams, the owner of TeamLogic IT of Orlando. In the previous video, we talked about how cybercrime is impacting small business. In this video, we will discuss how breaches occur and the types of attacks. Breaches occur because malicious actors are targeting users using multiple attack methods. Social engineering is the leading technique used to gain access to systems. Social engineering exploits psychological weaknesses like the tendency to trust. In one experiment, 70% of the people who found a USB drive in a parking lot with their corporate logo on it plugged that drive into their machines. How did the Russians meddle in the last election? They used social engineering. There are multiple types of attacks available to cybercriminals. You must be prepared to defend against all of them. Criminals use a combination of these attacks along with other methods to gain entry into your environment and extricate your data. Social engineering, phishing attempts to gain access to data, passwords, usually by getting someone to click on a link in an email. Ransomware is malicious code that encrypts your data and demands a ransom for a decryption key. Viruses, malicious code loaded without your knowledge. This year is the 100th anniversary of the Spanish flu. The Spanish flu killed between 50 to 100 million people. Ebola is a very deadly virus. It has a mortality rate of over 90%. Can you think of a digital virus that meets this definition of a digital virus? Which software exposed personal information for 126 million Americans during the 2016 election? What will be the mortality rate of this virus? Ransomware attacks have grown in popularity amongst cyber criminals. Victims are paying the ransom in record numbers. Healthcare ransomware attacks are expected to double in 2018. Uber actually paid a ransom in 2016. Sometimes individual workers are paying the ransom with their own money. Well, ransomware is malicious code that gets into your environment. It encrypts your hard drive. It demands a payment, usually in the form of Bitcoin, to get the decryption key, but there's no guarantee the decryption key will work. Many times it'll ask for a low dollar amount to demonstrate a favorable ROI. There are some myths about ransomware. Some folks think that a zero-day attack is what ransomware uses. A zero-day attack is one that is exploiting a weakness that the software provider is not aware of. Ransomware can exploit any known vulnerability. It doesn't have to be an unknown weakness. Many of the most damaging cyber attacks have been against known vulnerabilities that went unpatched or unaddressed. Some people think that everything will be okay if you have a backup. But backups are the last line of defense against ransomware. Some ransomware actually attempts to encrypt your backups as well. Phishing is the most common social engineering technique. Malicious actors attempt to exploit weaknesses in human psychology. An email is sent that encourages users to click on a button or a link. When that click occurs, malicious code is installed or data extricated. The Russians successfully used phishing techniques to attack the 2016 U.S. election. If you don't know, now you know.